Hello, I just wanted to welcome everyone here today. I will discuss three different types of stress, its causes and symptoms, and how to manage it. So let's begin. People often experience stress but may not be able to define it. Basically, stress is any outside force or event that causes us to react psychologically or physically. So, three types of stress are acute stress, episodic acute stress, and chronic stress. Acute stress would be any demand of a recent past experience. So this could be if someone was stuck in a traffic jam, for an example. That would cause an acute stress. Now, it can also be an anticipated demand. So something like that could be maybe you have an assignment due for work, or perhaps you have something due for a college course. Anything that's short term would be considered an acute stress. As far as an episodic acute stress is concerned, this is a type of stress that people experience if they take on too much. It's very chaotic life, and they're always worried. So that would be considered a worrywart type of person. So people that would come to my mind when I would think about that would be anybody that they spread themselves out too thin. They have social life, they have family life, they volunteer, they work 40 hours or more. Their life is just unmanageable. So moving on to chronic stress. This is a type of stress that is constant, never ending. This is the type of stress that affects us physically to the point where it would destroy our body and mind. So chronic stress could be anything that would be ongoing. So when I think of an ongoing situation, I would consider perhaps maybe a tragic event in their life, or perhaps something, with their family. It's just something that's always ongoing. They're constantly worried about their job. They just can't handle working. They just, despise pretty much their career. That would be the type of chronic stress that someone would experience. So, alright, moving on. What causes stress? We have 5 examples from the American Psychological Association. This survey is conducted annually. So, in 2011, the stresses were money, work, the economy, relationships, and family responsibilities. Now, everybody, at least at some time in their life, has had to deal with money, work, the economy, relationships, family responsibilities. This stuff can become overwhelming for most of us and really does affect us, mentally and physically. Money is a major issue with families now, so, 75% of people said that was what their stress came from, which happens to be a good amount of people. Work was 70%. So 70% of people, they believe that their stress came from their jobs. This could be fear of maybe losing their job, or just, they have an overload of work. They're just constantly, being pushed to do more. The economy, obviously, 67% have said that is what causes them stress. This could be the economy. I mean, fear of losing a job. You can't pay your bills. It's just the economy in general is not good, so that is going to affect a lot of people. Relationships at 58%. 58% of people complained or about stress. So that could be, like I said, anything that causes stress about family. So we have, maybe a boyfriend or a girlfriend, your kids, your best friend, anything, any relationship that you have could cause stress. 57%, which is pretty close to the just the 58% for relationships, but family responsibilities. We have a 57%. I can really relate to family responsibility at 57%, although that causes me more stress in my life. So, family responsibilities, we have grocery shopping, you have taking your kids to events, anything. I mean, you pay all the bills, you take care of the household, anything that is family related can cause stress. even things that are positive or negative in someone's life can always cause stress. So that's really important to remember. So moving on, we have listed the physical symptoms of stress. Now, some of these symptoms for both the physical and psychological symptoms, they can be related to other diseases or anything like that. So it's always important to get checked out by your doctor, regardless of if you just think it's related to stress. So just always remember to go to your doctor and always check with them first. So as far as physical symptoms of stress, these are only a few that are listed. There are many more, so I'm just going to go over some of them. People that experience tense muscles can have, this can be a related symptom of stress, especially ongoing stress. Chest pain that is very, very high for anybody, very high chance of stress related. Some people lose sleep, so insomnia. You have panic attacks, you have hair loss, rapid heartbeat. Any of those symptoms and anything that's kind of related to that may also be a symptom of stress. Psychological symptoms of stress would be, we have depression, lack of focus, anger, irritability, mood swings. Any of these could also be psychological symptoms of stress. So this isn't going to be something, you're not going to completely have like obsessive thoughts, if you got cut off in a traffic jam. But you may have obsessive thoughts if you have a family member that is just, you have a conflict with them and you're just always obsessing over that. Anxiety, you have a bunch of things that you always constantly have to do, so your anxiety level is very, very high. It's just, you have mood swings that can occur. Depression, that can happen with a lot of different things. So, like I stated before, it's always important to get checked out by your doctor, just to make sure that, this is what's going on and that you are taking care of everything that you need to. So one other thing I just wanted to touch on, that psychological symptoms of stress as well as the physical symptoms, these are just a few like I mentioned. So anger could be related to something else, but people that tend to be very stressful, they snap sometimes. They just, they don't have the patience to handle things in a normal manner. So those people may react in anger or irritability. Irritability is a big thing with stress. These people they have so much going on already, and some of it, they cause themselves if they have obsessive thoughts about stuff. So that kind of plays in with the anxiety a little bit. But these people really can be irritable. Now that can affect your family life as well as relationships in general. So this is something that should really be taken care of and really given importance. This is very top priority to get these things taken care of. Alright, so moving on. How to manage stress. You want to reduce it, relax, work out, set realistic goals, sleep. All of these things help you. It's just very important to make sure that this is what you're doing to manage stress, which there are books out there. There's a bunch of different other things that you can go over to help yourself. You talk to a doctor, talk to a friend. Just make sure you're getting the information that you need. Alright, so before we move on to the end, I just wanted to touch upon the main points. What is stress? Just remember that's your body's response to distress or any event. Types of stress: acute, episodic, acute, and chronic. Symptoms: just remember we have the physical symptoms and the psychological symptoms.